So this is what I want. I want somebody to explain that number to me right there. That one right there that you're looking at. Just about everybody listening to this video, well, maybe not everybody, this is a Kobe Bryant channel, but the vast majority of people that listen to my voice believe that Michael Jordan is the greatest player in NBA history. And when they lay out their argument for why Mike is the greatest, they're going to talk about accolades, accomplishments, and things that he accomplished with Scottie Pippen. And that's not my definition. I think that's the wrong definition. Accolades are largely a function of team success. So are accomplishments. And as I pointed out in prior videos, Michael Jordan actually has a worse record without Scottie Pippen than Scottie Pippen has with him. So when I say, my definition of the GOAT is which player is the greatest singular component to a championship team. And I have Michael Jordan second. Because it is my contention that Kobe Bryant was a greater singular component to a championship team. And that number right there is my proof. See, what I want to know is, how did the greatest player in NBA history, playing alongside the league's leader in rebounds? Okay. By the way, this is a season Mike put up 37 points a game. Okay. I want to know how that player, playing alongside the league's leader in rebounds, led his team to less than 500, not even 41 wins. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Okay? Because we have some sample sizes of what Kobe did with bad teams. Okay? But they were extremely bad teams. Okay? Kobe's best rebounder in 2006 was Kwame Brown. I think he averaged something like 7 rebounds a game for a career. Okay? You got the league's leading rebounder. That's an all-star case. That's a borderline all-star. Okay? How did Mike, playing with Charles Oakley, only win 40 games? Okay? See, in science, what we try to do is, well, I'm not going to say we, I'm not a scientist, but in science, what scientists do is they isolate variables. So this is the season before Scottie Pippen. Okay? So we have a test case, a season where Mike is playing. He wasn't a rookie. Wasn't a rookie, wasn't a second, I think, third, fourth year in the league. Of course, we know he played 3 years in college, so Mike was 24 this year. Kobe had already had 2 titles by now. Okay. And he has something to work with, significantly. They both played the whole season. we tend to dismiss MJ's early seasons and give him a pass for it, basically, because the narrative is that, oh, well, he had such a terrible team, and he was young, and he did the best he could. And to be fair, there are people that mention that Mike had to kind of learn to play with his teammates. But in the context of the GOAT debate, his pre-Pippen years are almost just not even really seriously considered, and you're considered a hater if you bring them up, because he, quote, had no help, okay, until Scotty arrived. But the thing is, I wanted to know what other great players did when they, quote, had no help. In other words, how frequent is it for Pantheon great players to have sub 500 seasons? And so I looked it up. And it turns out that it is very, very rare for Pantheon great players to at least not pull their team to 500. And we're talking about players that played between 12 and 20 years, most of whom had some opportunity to play with a bad team. They almost always get their team to 500. And several of them never had a sub 500 team. So here's a list of roughly the consensus top 10, 12 players in the league, in league history, plus a few top 20 players, and a couple players that are there just kind of as a point of comparison. Scottie Pippen's not quite, well, he's not a consensus top 20 player. I consider him a top 20 player, but I've got 19 names here. And I kind of went off of the Hall of Fame probability. So I listed 19 players. And I looked for seasons wherein they were under 32, or 32 and under. So these are prime seasons, okay? How many times did these players have seasons wherein their teams didn't at least reach 500? And I disqualified seasons wherein the player did not play at least 70 games, okay? So if you look at that list, quite a few zeros there. Mind you, we're talking about the greatest player that has ever played the game. He's at the bottom of this list. Okay? And I see 6 players that did not have a under 500 season under the age of 33. Quite a few players had one such season. Okay? Dirk Nowitzki only had one such season. Okay? Dirk Nowitzki. Okay? Then if we look at under 50 wins, I see a number of zeros. Magic Johnson, Bill Russell, Larry Bird, Tim Duncan, Shaquille O'Neal, David Robinson never had even under a 50-game season, 50-win season, before they were 33. Okay? Kobe had 2 such seasons. Tim Duncan, Wilt Chamberlain, LeBron had 2. Michael Jordan, 3. And this is important because after going 40 and 42, the next season, the Bulls went 50 and 32. And the following season regressed back to 47 wins. Okay? Now, does this mean that Michael Jordan's only an average NBA player? Of course not. Okay? But it's about perspective. We're comparing him to Wilt Chamberlain, Mr. 100 points in a game. Okay? And we're saying that his accomplishment elevate him over the guy that's got all the statistical records. And yet Wilt Chamberlain managed to get his team to 500 more than Mike. Furthermore, understand that by the time Mike was 32 years old, he had essentially missed 3 seasons. He famously broke his leg in the second season, which, by the way, I didn't count that season. Okay, famously broke his leg in the second season of the league. Okay, and then he retired, so he missed the entire 1994 season, and then he came back and only played 17 games in 1990. He essentially missed 3 seasons. So when we look at the fact that he has 3 sub 50 win seasons, that's out of only 9 seasons. 9 full seasons. So, we agree that intangibles make a difference on the game, make a difference to the team. That has to count for quite a bit. And intangibles are by definition a difficult thing to quantify, but I think we can quantify them. All we have to do is look at players' teammates and see whose teammates played the best while playing with them. Who played their best basketball playing alongside Kobe Bryant? Who played their best basketball playing alongside Michael Jordan? I would contend that no player played their best basketball playing alongside Michael Jordan. Okay? As I laid out in a prior video, I'll take the number 8 guy all time if I also know that the number 8 guy is going to elevate his teammates to play better. I'll take the number 8 guy over the number 1 guy. Hell, I might even take the number 15 guy over the number 1 guy if the number 15 guy has greater intangibles. Did Mike have bigger hands? Was he more athletic? Did he jump higher? Yes, he did all that, yes. But Kobe Bryant's will, is what brought the best out in his teammates. So even though it seemed like he was being a ball hog, player after player had their best field goal percentage seasons playing with Kobe. Okay? So what I'm saying is Kobe is the greatest singular component to a championship team. And the way I evaluate that, I'm not looking at team dependent accolades and accomplishments, and I mean, you can win the scoring title 10 times when you're pretty much the only player that's the scorer on your team.